Hallo, und da sind wir auch mal wieder. Und ich stehe halt einfach gerade hier passend um.
There's quality here.
Ja, um mich mal um das Ganze hier zu kümmern. Wir machen danach direkt weiter mit Liwe, mit dem Laternenritual. Ah, ja, ich hab
Worthless.
äh ach, du! Hab mich schon gewundert.
There's quality here.
Ja. Ich will jetzt am liebsten nur dich triggern, wenn möglich. Es würde mir Spaß machen. So.
There's quality here.
Ja. Bevor wir... Ach stimmt, die Belohnung können wir uns auch abholen. Bevor wir das jetzt aber verlassen, holen wir uns dann noch diesen Anemoculus. Moment, wo war der nochmal?
Boring.
Hä? Ach so, nee. Ah, ich weiß wieder, wo der war. Was bist du denn? Ach so, ja. Es wird eine längere Folge, einfach damit wir die gesamte Story des Laternenrituals dann auch in einem durchbekommen. Denn ehrlich gesagt, das Laternenritual, die Story davon ist viel zu lang. Und es passiert, ehrlich gesagt, ziemlich wenig. Also auch für Genshin Impact Verhältnis. Irgendwie in diesem, komm schon. Ach ja. Es ist komisch, dass Xiao zu den wenigen Speerkämpfern gehört, die nicht mit dem heftigen Schlag so einen
There's quality here.
Ausfallangriff machen. Ja. Also gibt es jetzt ein bisschen Action und danach wird es jede Menge Gelaber geben. Mal unterbrochen von kurzen Action-Sequenzen, aber man braucht nicht mal Xiao, um die schnell zu beenden.
If it's useful, I'll take it. Boring. Useless.
Ja. Wenn wir allerdings mit dieser Monsterfolge dann durch sind, also, sag mal, meine ich das eigentlich nur, oder haben die Anemoculi ein Redesign bekommen? Haben die ein etwas dunkleres Blau bekommen? Nicht viel, nur so ein Ticken. Aber ich glaube schon. Hm? Egal. Ach, das Schatten... die Schatten... Dings könnten wir auch direkt in einem durch jetzt schon machen, ne? Wunderschöne Schatten. Nee. Oder doch, Moment. Genau. Das okay, das ist alles für das Laternenritual. Moment, wie lang noch? Ach so, 6 Tage.
Those memories. So dark.
Zu Eugene. Nee. Nicht Kiki. Kiki hat den Nachteil, dass sie wie alle kleinen Charaktere etwas langsamer im Laufen ist als andere Charaktere. Ja. Ist halt echt so. Die einzige... Ich glaube, die einzige, auf die das nicht zutrifft, ist Sayu. Lass mal ausprobieren. Sayu habe ich doch auch hier schon. Ja. Wobei das bei Sayu vor allem daran liegt. Okay, vergesst, was ich gesagt habe. Vielleicht, wenn du nicht... Ich glaube, wenn sie dauerhaft rollen kann, ist das schon etwas schneller, oder? Ja, das dürfte in Kombi schon etwas schneller sein. Weil ich glaube, das Rollen ist alleine so schnell wie ein, wie's Rennen,
Send this
ne?
report to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and have them delegate each of the tasks on the list to the appropriate departments. Also, be sure to tell them that though the Lantern Rite may be complicated, everything must be done properly.
Hello, Lady Ningguang. It's us again.
Ja, stören wir dich?
No, of course not. You are my honored guests. And given the looks of you two, I presume that you're here to celebrate the Lantern Rite?
That's right. So what's on the agenda for the festival this year?
As always, there will be a variety of activities taking place. Oh, but there is one of particular interest. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is planning a fireworks show this year. It should certainly be worth your time. Releasing Mingxiao lanterns has always been at the heart of the Lantern Rite. But with all that has occurred in Liyue as of late, I think the people of the city need something to warm their hearts. A feeling of everyone coming together in solidarity. So, I believe that this year calls for a celebration of particular magnificence. Something that would be closer to the hearts of every citizen. We are currently in the process of placing fireworks at various locations all throughout Liyue. We shall choose a timely moment during the festival to set off all the fireworks in unison, allowing the sparkling lights and excitement to resonate with the hearts of the people.
Fireworks? But we've already seen fireworks in other places before. Is there something special about the fireworks in Liyue?
Fireworks were originally developed alongside many other inventions here in Liyue. When our ancestors first created fireworks, they were originally known as firecrackers. Their bright flashes and loud sounds were often used for warding off beasts or as warning signals to other people. In those days, it was difficult for people to contact one another while out farming the land, so they would carry firecrackers with them to give signals when necessary. But people's lifestyles began to change after Leo Harbor was founded. They no longer had to travel out of town to tin the fields anymore, so the use of firecrackers for emergencies also began to dwindle. But through our local customs, the pioneering spirit of the firecrackers has been passed down to this very day. We made improvements to firecrackers and began setting them off during the Lantern Rite to commemorate the tenacious spirit of our ancestors.
Ja, das ist Liebe, nicht übel. Und ja, solche Monologe wird es in diesen in dieser Auftragsreihe noch oft geben. Und ich werde es halt nicht skippen, weil vielleicht interessiert ihr euch ja für diese Story.
Wow. Everything has so much history in Liyue.
As I'm sure you already know, everything on this land accumulates history and value as time passes. That is the nature of Liyue.
Ja.
I've left Kuching in charge of the fireworks show. If you're interested, why don't we pay her a visit together?
Ja. Ich glaube, man hat das bisher noch nicht so gesehen, aber man hat jetzt halt auch extra für dieses Laternenritual hier diese Plattform eingebaut, quasi. Und auch das hier alles so festlich gemacht. Und ja gut, die NPCs hier, die kommen aus der Retorte. Die gab es halt im Dutzend billiger. Deshalb haben die auch keine Dialoge. Aber hey. Es fügt sich ja alles sehr schön ein und es macht Spaß. Das ist so im Grunde die Hauptsache doch, oder? Ach, vielleicht noch ein Blick von oben auf der ganze. Und ja, hier wurde abgebaut. Yunjin und der Rest ist weg. Ach so, fällt mir ein, ich wurde gefragt, ob wir mal wieder den, sag schon, den Abyss machen könnten. Und da muss ich sagen, ja, auf jeden Fall werden wir auch bald machen. Noch bevor wir mit der Story weitermachen mit Deins Life. Ich habe mir das so gedacht, wir machen jetzt das Laternenritual endlich mal zu Ende. Hier, das ist so der grobe Überblick von Liyue momentan. Das ist ja so dieser eine Punkt, wo ich sagen muss, das hat so ein Spiel wie zum Beispiel The Witcher 3 oder eben auch einige andere deutlich besser. Hier ploppt das Ganze halt erst ab einem bestimmten Zeitpunkt auf, der halt aber auch, naja. Aber gut, was soll man halt machen? Dafür kann man dann halt auch von einem Platz wie dem Jadegemach bis hier runter schweben. Und das ist schon so einiges. So, und jetzt sollte ich mal hier kurz... Pop. So. Was ist mein Plan? Genau. Ah, die Laternen steigen auf. Und das Teil da dreht sich. Ach Gott. Tut mir leid, aber das müssen wir uns von oben ansehen. Ich weiß, das sehen wir auch noch in der Cutscene, aber trotzdem. Da muss jetzt auch von hier oben sein. Das ist einfach so richtig schön, diese Bucht in diesem Licht erstrahlen zu sehen. Und, ja, ein richtiges Laternenritual. Und ja, gut. Dafür gibt es dann jetzt diese Pop-Ups. Aber, ganz ehrlich, ich glaube auch bei so manch einem AAA-Spiel würde man das nicht viel besser lösen können, oder? Ich bin mir unsicher bei einem Spiel wie The Witcher 3 oder so. Die vielleicht, aber naja. Ich weiß es nicht genau. Jedenfalls, ich habe vor, bevor wir zum Abyss zu gehen, erst noch die Hauptquest quasi um den Drachengrat herum zu machen. Hat vor allem den Grund, dass ich da die, Moment, ich glaube, die haben wir noch nicht frei, genau. Die Kryopystase hier möchte ich frei bekommen, freischalten und Wündaknirs Gipfel, weil hier gibt es den im Schnee irrenden Recken, ne, ja, muss ich glaube ich nichts zu sagen. Und tief im Herzen, was Hydro-Schaden verbessert. Ich habe momentan zwar keinen Hydro-Charakter, den ich wirklich benutze. Und im Schnee irrender Recke ist jetzt glaube ich auch nicht so das Beste für ich wollte gerade Shenhe sagen, nee, für Euler. Aber auf dem Drachengrat gibt es das beste Schwert für Euler, was das beste 4-Sterne-Schwert für Euler. Ich glaube, es gibt im 5-Sterne-Bereich noch ein Schwert, das ist noch besser, aber es ist auch, naja. Ja, der Rest
We
nachher.
need to add a few more locations for launching fireworks. The show has to be visible all across Liyue, not just in the city. They celebrate Lantern Rite in Chingsa Village too, you know.
But, Lady Kuching, what about our budget?
The budget is exactly what it's meant to be. It's the necessary amount of funds to properly carry out a task. If you think the current budget will not suffice, then we'll simply have to apply for more funding from the Ministry of Civil Affairs and wait for their approval. Our aim is to organize a memorable Lantern Rite. The budget is there just to facilitate planning. We mustn't lose sight of our goal.
Yes, Lady Kuching. I understand.
Good. And please remember, safety first. Oh, it's Ningguang and the Traveler. Good to see you. Are you here for the Lantern Rite? Your timing couldn't be any better. The preparations are almost complete.
Ja, was machst du, Kishing? Weil ich finde das doof, hier zu fragen, was macht Kishing? An wen stellen wir die Frage? An den Kerl? An den Guan? An Paimon? Eigentlich sagen wir das direkt zu Kishing. Aber, naja.
I'm reviewing the positioning of the fireworks and double-checking the relevant facilities. It's all in a day's work.
Forgive my directness, but if I'm not mistaken, you could just as easily leave these tasks to your subordinates. You've already been working around the clock these past few days. I am sure a break would not be amiss.
No, it's fine. Really, I can handle it. Pungi, please redraft our plans, make a summary report, and send it to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I'm going into town to check the progress of the fireworks setup. I'll return shortly. As for you, Traveler, you're our esteemed guest. Please take the opportunity to stay in Liyue Harbor and enjoy the festivities. Pungi, is everything clear? Please remember the tasks I've given you.
Yes, Lady Kuching. Don't worry.
Good. Ningguang, Traveler, goodbye for now.
Please, excuse me, Lady Ningguang. And, Traveler. I must get going. Lady Kuching told me a great deal of information, and I have to write up the plans from scratch again, so time is of the essence. Oh, one moment. I almost forgot. Here, Traveler. This is a launch tube. Lady Kuching said you may be interested, so she had me keep one to give to you. Someone with good handicraft skills should be able to use this to design their very own fireworks. You should try it when you have the chance.
Whew. Paimon couldn't get a single word in just now. Well, more like Paimon didn't dare open her mouth while they were talking, but still.
Ja, Kitsching, was für ein Elan.
Did you notice it too? Lady Kuching is a lot more outspoken than she used to be. And she seems a whole lot busier too. Wonder why?
Ever since the Adepti left Liyue Harbor in the hands of mortals, we Qixing have taken up the responsibility of leading the people. We have taken charge of many vital tasks in various sectors, and we are responsible for planning and organizing all sorts of affairs. That said, being in charge of everything inevitably takes its toll. It's exhausting at times. Jiangzhou was responsible for planning the Lantern Rite in former years, but her father is getting quite old now, so she transferred to another department this year. In the end, the Lantern Rite planning was left to Kuching and myself. I am the head organizer, while Kuching is responsible for the highly anticipated fireworks show. Such an important event should be entrusted to the most qualified candidate. Kuching is disciplined, yet passionate about her work, so she's naturally the best fit for the job.
She's definitely disciplined. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. She is strict with both herself and others, to the point that she can even become overly involved at times. She's worked several days without a break now. I'm concerned about the effects it may have in the long run. Finding balance is an essential concept in Liyue culture. I've tried talking to her, but you know how she is. She uses her wit to talk circles around anyone. Traveler, you are quite close to Kuching. Why don't you try talking to her? Maybe she'd listen to someone as experienced as you.
Ja gut, mach ich. Oder ich werde mich darum kümmern. Egal.
Thank you, Traveler. I am glad you were able to help. Kuching can be a tough nut to crack sometimes. I still have other business to attend to at the Jade Chamber. I'll leave Kuching in your capable hands.
Are you sure you can really persuade Kuching to take a break? Even Ningguang herself couldn't manage to convince her. Besides, before you can persuade someone, you have to at least understand how they feel at the moment. Kuching has been working non-stop without a break.
Ja, sie muss sich müde fühlen.
Duh! Come on, everyone knows that. Think harder. How does she feel deep down inside? Or maybe we could ask a friend. You know, someone more knowledgeable about these things.
Wie wär's mit Zhongli?
Huh? Zhang Li?
Er versteht die Leute aus Liebe.
Oh, there's no arguing that. Zhongli it is then. Paimon thinks he's still a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Let's go see if he's there.
Ja. Das Abschussrohr, das machen wir auch ein andermal. Und wir... Ah, roll da hoch, Mädel.
Check out me.
Ja. Weißt du, ich find's doof, dich einfach nur Fairfrau zu nennen. Ich glaube, ich nenne dich Sharon. Nee, auch nicht besser.
Hello. How may I help you?
Wir suchen Zhongli.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm afraid he is currently out with the director.
Out with the director? Oh, you mean for work?
The director said that they were going for a walk. If you'd prefer, you could go look for them at third round knockout. I've heard the director often goes there to do, promotion.
Ich frage mich ja so ein bisschen, wofür braucht ein Geschäft wie Wangsheng Werbung, Promotion? Aber das wird wahrscheinlich seine Gründe haben. Trotzdem, ich denke mal eher, das wäre doch ein, naja, quasi Selbstläufer, oder? Naja. Aber da sind sie.
Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, I am so full. Not another bite.
Oh, stimmt. Die haben wir noch nie gesehen im Let's Play. Also, Hu Tao. Der Pflaumenduft bei Tauwetter. Einige dieser Titel... Ja, egal. Das Bestattungsunternehmen Wangsheng von Liwe ist eines der ältesten in der Bestattungsbranche und wird nun von einer jungen Dame namens Hu Tao in der 77. Generation geleitet. Deshalb hat es auch keinen Sinn gemacht, dass während der Story mal gesagt wurde, es wäre der Direktor des Bestattungsunternehmens. Zumindest im Deutschen. Aber ich vermute mal, damals, als das übersetzt wurde, war Hu Tao noch nicht draußen. Da wusste man das noch nicht. Und im Englischen macht man ja keinen Unterschied zwischen Mann und Frau. Naja, die junge Direktorin ist für ihren scharfen Geist bekannt, aber in den Augen mancher Leute ist Hu Tao vielleicht ein bisschen zu schlau für ihr eigenes Wohl. In der Tat ist die schrullige und eigentümliche Hu Tao nicht das, was die Leute von einem feierlichen Beruf wie dem der Direktorin des Bestattungsunternehmens Wangsheng erwarten. Allerdings hat Hu Tao eine einzigartige Einstellung zum Leben und zum Tod, und obwohl sie jeden Tag von Tod umgeben ist, hat sich ihre optimistische Einstellung nie geändert. Sie ist schon ein komischer Kauz, muss man sagen.
Hats off to you, Xiangling. Serving the grilled fish with a dipping sauce is quite an innovative approach. The flavor is just to die for.
That's my signature dipping sauce. I knew it would taste great.
Tempered Jueyun chili powder mixed with garlic paste and chopped scallions. Then seasoned with salt, vinegar, and soy sauce, before finally sizzling in hot oil. This recipe may seem a bit crude, but is entirely hinged on the precise balancing of flavors and seasonings by the chef. Everything must be balanced just right. It is the consummate mastery of this balance that turns a humble dish into an exquisite one.
Oh, that's quite the compliment, don't you think?
I'm flattered. Thank you, Mr. Zhongli.
And I thought I have a way with words. But you certainly take the prize, Mr. Zhongli.
You are too kind, Director. Your eloquence is infamous, in Liyue Harbor.
Oh, what's that? Oh, would you like to order something, Guoba? Oh, please, by all means, it's my treat. I'll just open a tab under Xiangling.
Hey, are you guys talking about tasty food again?
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. What brings you to this side of town? Hold on, let me take a wild guess. Yes. Oh, you must be here for the lantern rite.
Isn't that pretty obvious? Anybody could have guessed that.
Yeah, come on, can't you take a joke?
You came at the perfect time. I was just letting everyone try my latest dish. The owner of Third Round Knockout says it's, well, a real knockout. Mr. Zhangli and Hu Tao seem to like it too, but I think it never hurts to let more people do a taste test. How about it, you two? Would you like to have a taste? Huh. Don't have to ask Paimon twice, or once even.
Ja, wir sind aber eigentlich wegen Zhongli hier.
You mean we're not gonna try any? Oh, fine. Let's get down to business.
We meet again, traveler. I trust your journey is going well?
Ja, es ist schon lange her. Klar. Das ist vor allem lange her auf meinem Hauptaccount, weil momentan ist ja Zhongli im Figurenbanner. Und den habe ich mir da gezogen, direkt beim zweiten 10er-Versuch. Und jetzt ratet mal, mit wem ich dieses Gespräch, wen ich da gespielt habe. Es war also da, vor allem da, schon sehr lange her. Naja, gut. Die Lage ist nicht schlecht. Wir haben eine Menge gelernt. Noch nicht wirklich, aber naja.
Splendid. Therein lies the value of a journey.
So come on, why are you looking for our good consultant? Do enlighten us. And just in case you were wondering, we're on business too. We only tried Xiangling's dish since we just happened to be here.
Business? What kind of business would the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor possibly have during a festival?
Even during the most joyous of holidays, life still follows its natural course, does it not? Is that really so surprising? But there isn't need to be alarmed. It's just a nice day today, and I thought we could go for a walk while doing a little promotion for our business. Oh, you could go ahead and chat away. Xiangling and I will go have some tea with the boss over there. Oh, Zhongli, please come get me when you're through here.
Of course. I'll see you later, Director. Now then, traveler. What brings you to see me today?
Ja, also bei dem, was Hu Tao als erstes gesagt hat, kann ich mir eigentlich nur vorstellen, dass da irgendjemand entweder vom Chinesischen ins Englische keine Ahnung hatte, was er da übersetzt, oder wer es ins Deutsche übersetzt hat, der hat's halt. Das war ja nicht mal annähernd nahe dran zu dem, was sie gesagt hat. Also, egal. Ich fasse mich kurz. Das ist die Situation mit Keqing.
Yes. The Yuheng is honest, intelligent, and most diligent. She is capable of shouldering responsibilities that few others could. But everything has a balance, and one's health must certainly weigh in.
Ja, wie können wir sie umstimmen?
Yeah, everyone knows you're super knowledgeable. Paimon bets she would listen to someone like you.
If I were still the mighty Rex Lapis, I might be able to help her see reason. But alas, I'm now nobody but an ordinary consultant. My words no longer carry the same weight as they once did. Besides, I am by no means close to the Yuheng. Taking the liberty to lecture her may just as easily produce the opposite of the desired effect.
Oh, you're right. Then what should we do?
We could take a more subtle, indirect approach to the matter, such as telling a story that resonates with her, containing your message conveyed within it. Such a story can be achieved by referencing topics from her daily life. The story could prove even more effective if you weave in something about someone close to her.
Paimon doesn't really get it.
Wir sollen jemanden fragen, der Kaching gut kennt.
I knew you'd understand what to do. Well done, traveler. Go collect some source materials for your story. Of course, I can always provide you with my advice, if needed. Once we have formulated the plot, you can tell the story to the Yuhang.
Ich?
You are on amiable terms with the Yuhang, which makes you the natural candidate.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So we need to talk with people who know Kuching, right? So who should we start with?
Greetings, everyone. I hope I'm not intruding.
Huh? Oh, Lady Kuching!
Mr. Zhongli, I didn't expect to see you here. Thank you for all your assistance during the rite of parting.
You are most welcome, Yuhang. It was the least I could do.
Ja, klar. Nochmal, der Typ ist nicht nur zu seiner eigenen Beerdigung gegangen, der hat seine eigene Beerdigung auch noch verdammt nochmal organisiert. Nach seinem Tod. Das muss er auch erstmal schaffen. Was machst du denn hier?
Why? And what's with your strange expression? Oh, I see. My apologies. I appear to have interrupted your conversation with Mr. Zhongli.
Nein, auf keinen Fall.
Kuching, are you here looking for us?
Yes, I was going to ask you to introduce me to the Adepti. I thought that it would be fitting to send them some festive gifts. On behalf of the Liyue Qixing.
But didn't you meet them when we were fighting to defend Liyue Harbor together? You could just as easily go and find them in Juyun Karst.
Yes, but we only met briefly on that single occasion. The Adepti may have already forgotten about me. And I'm concerned it would be imprudent to show up so suddenly. Which is why I thought it would be more appropriate to ask you to introduce me first.
Kein Problem. Hat Kaching Ganyu noch nie gesehen? In dem Satz ist, das könnte sie sich denken. Aber dann müsste es normalerweise in Klammern gesetzt sein. Aber warum sollte Melody von Kaching in der dritten Person reden, wenn sie direkt vor ihr steht?
Unfortunately, Ganyu is on leave at the moment, so I'm unable to get in touch with her. I'm afraid I'll still require your assistance.
So you even have to run around delivering gifts in person? It sure doesn't seem easy to be a Qixing.
Ja, wir werden helfen.
Thank you, Traveler. Let me go and prepare the gifts. I'm sorry to make you run errands with me during our big festival. I promise to make this quick, and I'll be sure to get you back in time to enjoy the fireworks show.
Ja, warum sehen wir uns das Feuerwerk dann nicht gemeinsam an?
Huh? Together? All right. I'll go to see the fireworks with you once I've finished my work. Speaking of which, Mr. Zhongli, the fireworks show will be particularly exciting this year. Please, don't miss it.
Ah, yes. Thank you for your kind reminder.
I should be going now. Traveler, please come find me at the Jade Chamber once you're ready.
Ja.
And there she goes.
That's the Yuhang. Efficient and reliable as ever.
You're really reliable too, Zhongli.
Why, thank you, Paimon. Please, don't forget our earlier conversation. Once you've collected enough story material, we can meet here again and discuss things further.
So, das war der erste Teil. Bunte Flammen Herstellungsherausforderung. Benutze das Hilfsmittel Abschussrohr im Inventar und wisst ihr was? Ich lese das nicht für alles vor. Ich habe das Ganze auf meinem anderen Account ja schon gemacht. Ja. Daher werde ich euch das einfach nur zeigen. Ich sehe halt sonst quasi keinerlei Grund, das so zu machen. Ich werde aber natürlich versuchen, überall die perfekte Bewertung zu erreichen. Also 2700 bei denen. Und ja. Jetzt haben wir ja doch noch ein bisschen Zeit, ne? Ach, kommt. Machen wir mal hier. So. Ja. Also wir haben jetzt hier 3 verschiedene Parameter, die wir erreichen müssen. Und Orange ist halt perfekt, ne? So, dafür gibt es dann verschiedene Schmilztechniken. Ja, halt wenig verbessern, bisschen mehr verbessern, richtig viel verbessern und jede Menge mehr. Und die Größe der Flamme bestimmt dann halt auch, ob wir nochmal einen Bonus bekommen, wie viel wir wirklich verbessern. So. Und ja, das... Ah, Mist. Das kann schon mal ein bisschen doof sein. Oh. Das Beste ist 2700, ne? Oh, dann haben wir das hier jetzt schon geschafft. So, verbessert sich erheblich und die Qualität dieses Merkmals steigt mittelgradig bis stark an und während eines einzigen Schmelzvorgangs erhalten auch die beiden angrenzenden Artikel eine mittelgradige bis starke Qualitätssteigerung. Dann würde ich sagen, Größe braucht ja momentan am meisten. Farbe und Höhe sieht man ja auch hier. Würde ich sagen, hier machen wir so und dann sollte es... Sind wir zu hoch? Ja, super. Aber passt. Trotzdem, ich würde es jetzt ganz gerne mal einmal... Ach so, flexible Antwort. Die Qualität dieses Merkmals wird sich 3 bis 6 Mal ein bisschen erhöhen. Und dann hat man sowas. Ja. Ich würde es jetzt aber ganz gerne einmal perfekt haben. So, Höhe ist perfekt. Ah, nee. Das hier ist auch perfekt, nur die Größe ist noch nicht perfekt.
Ja. Nö. Das ist halt, weil das alles so ein bisschen random ist. Ach komm schon. Kann das echt frustrierend sein, wenn man was perfekt haben will. Das kann mal super einfach sein, direkt. Na, super. Direkt beim ersten Mal klappen. Manchmal ist es eine Qual. Jetzt ist zu viel, ne? Nee. Perfekt. Das bringt jetzt übrigens, diese perfekte Qualität bringt jetzt gerade nicht mehr. Aber, naja. Äh. Ach so, stimmt. Feuerwerk. Das, was man selbst herstellt, das kann man ja noch lang nicht zünden. Warum auch immer. Können wir uns jetzt direkt alles so nehmen. So. So, ja. Teil 2 zum Auftrag. So. Die große Zusammenkunft, das ist auch nochmal so ein anfangs so ein Mini-Auftrag. Wunderschöne Schatten ist einfach nur ein Minispiel. Und Meeresverteidiger sind Kämpfe gegen Beicht. Was auch immer. Und ja, mindestens 6 Mal. Ah. Aber wir müssen ja mindestens 3 Mal gegen sie kämpfen, um glückliche Kameradschaft zu bekommen. Entweder Xinjiang oder Yunjin. Habe ich noch keine Antwort bekommen, wen ihr gern sehen würdet. Aber 6 Mal muss auch mindestens sein, damit wir die holde Mondbraue bekommen. Das alternative Kostüm von Ningguang. Und ja, das hätte ich gern. Das hatten wir doch schon. Ja.
Surely I should be due a growth spurt by now.
Ja. Was? So. Ich habe übrigens keine Ahnung, ob das Jadegemach jetzt bis in alle Ewigkeit hier quasi für den Account erhalten bleiben wird. Oder doch irgendwann noch wieder weggeht. Wobei ich echt schön fände, wenn das Jadegemach erhalten bleiben würde. Da fällt mir ein, sollen wir hier mal beim Ganyu-Banner einmal ziehen? Zhongli würde ich... Ja, mir ist es eigentlich egal, ob Zhongli oder Ganyu. Könnte ich beides ziehen. Oder, bald kommen...
Like I should have just stayed in bed today.
Kamisato Ayato. Ja, Ayato. Und, Wie heißt sie noch? Yae. Ich will gerade sagen, ja, doch, Yae Miko, ne? Ist es. Kommen bald raus. Und, die beiden sind, äh, Inazuma-Charaktere, also wie, hier die gute Sayu. Ach stimmt, wir haben ja noch einiges an, okay. Und die beiden sind absolut wild. Ja, Kamisato Ayato ist der ältere Bruder von Ayaka
as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
und gilt als, ja, noch stärker als sie und wird wohl Wasserelement haben. Und Yaemiko ist die beste Freundin von Shogun Raiden. Und Yaemiko ist es auch, die von Goru eine Ingame, Genderbender-Version erstellt hat. Und diese Ingame-Genderbender-Version war, soweit ich weiß, das erste Bild, was man quasi von Goru erhalten hat. Offiziell. Das heißt, Yaemiko war wirklich offiziell schneller als alle Rule 34 ja, User. Wenn dir sowas gelingt, dann Respekt. Naja. Komm noch ein bisschen. So. Deshalb hätte ich Yaemiko eigentlich schon ganz gern. Bist du meine Kitsching, mit der ich mich verabreden soll?
You've arrived. I've made all the necessary preparations and even packed some handmade snacks. Oh, that reminds me. I've also prepared some launch tubes made by Pungi. I hope the Adepti will like them. Is there anything else I should bring?
Nee, es ist alles
Good.
bereit.
In that case, let's first pay Madame Ping a visit in the city before heading out to Jueyun Karst.
Okay.
Useless.
War da nicht noch ein Ruinenwächter? Ruinenjäger eigentlich. Aber der ist gerade nicht da. Doch.
Worthless. Ah, children, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, sehr schön.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Das war selbstverständlich von mir. Ja, dich einfach mal mit einem Gott anzulegen, oder wie? Ihr seid zu freundlich.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Raumschaffung ist ein Auftrag, den wir noch nicht erledigt haben. Was vor allem daran liegt, dass ich die Teekanne, die man dann bekommt, recht langweilig finde. Ja.
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
Eine kleine Spielerei also. Und ja, ich denke mal, diese Erläuterung bekommt man nur, wenn man halt den Auftrag noch nicht gemacht hat.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Was fehlt denn noch an Material? Wir helfen bei der Suche. Na, was fehlt?
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
Oh, was sind das denn für Materialien?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Wer ist denn dieses Kind?
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame.
Shame?
A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yen Fei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yen Fei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Ja. Und ja, Yanfei ist wirklich eine Adeptin und sie ist eine der jüngsten Adepten, soweit ich weiß, sogar die jüngste momentan. Und ja, sie trägt wirklich weniger als ich beim Duschen. Also als die neuen Kostüme rausgekommen sind, die ja bei so einigen Frauen die, ich sag mal, Freizügigkeit und gerade bei Rosaria auch die Brustgröße drastisch reduziert haben, dachte sich Jan Fei nur, oh no, I'm in danger! Aber ja, so viel dazu. Trotzdem, sie ist ein richtig, richtig guter, starker Feuercharakter. Feuerkatalyst-Benutzer mit wirklich wunderbar starken Angriffen. Also ihr Stempelangriff, verstärkt mit ihren Siegeln, ist nicht zu unterschätzen. Eine meiner besten DPSlerinnen auf dem europäischen Account. Ja, bist du wirklich ein Adept?
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Ah, ja. Ja. Und Jan Fei ist so ziemlich das genaue Gegenteil von Xiao. Was irgendwie lustig ist.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently.
Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Ja, wir kommen am besten auch mit.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Ja. So, das war jetzt ja, in der Kanne zu Hause. Wahrscheinlich einfach, weil sonst hier der Auftrag... Ja.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Was auch immer du meinst. Nee, Ivanovic. Ach, wo ist denn... Ah, doch, wusste ich doch, der war irgendwo hier. Rams!
Hello, Mr. Krusel. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Der Vertrag scheint wirklich wasserdicht zu sein. Lässt sich so nicht sagen. Wir müssten schon den kompletten Vertrag sehen und Naja, das ist ja jetzt nur ein mündlicher Teil. Aber ohne Zeugen schwierig vor Gericht.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Chow lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Ja.
Boring!
Schwierig zu lenken.
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Entschuldigung, Xiao?
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
Ja? Okay.
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him.
Ach so, ich hab's gar nicht
My
auf
associates and I are
automatisch.
very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
Warum hast du die Haarnadeln denn überhaupt ausgeliehen?
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Ja, ich glaube, das ist der Mund, in dem wir helfen dir sagen sollten.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Juqiao somehow.
Wäre das nicht ungerecht Crossel gegenüber?
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juqiao looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, Don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
Ja, ist aber eine ganz schöne Summe. Außerdem sind wir der, keine Ahnung, klassische, stumme Gameplay-Held, der jeden Scheiß macht. Und selbst wenn wir mal was sagen, kommt im Grunde auch nur raus, ja, ich mach das. Ich meine, gut, das hat man dann auch bei anderen Spielen wie The Witcher oder so. Ich meine, egal wie viel Geralt sagt in einem Auftrag, am Ende ist es ja doch nur, ja, ich kümmere mich um dein Monsterproblem. Es sei denn, wir reden über Blaviken. Blaviken war da was anderes.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade.
Ja, Smaragdjade sollte doch eigentlich, naja, ziemlich unschön sein für Normalsterbliche. Übrigens, dass ich jetzt mal wieder The Witcher 3 erwähnt habe, war nichts Persönliches mit The Witcher 3. Ich könnte ja auch Skyrim oder die gesamte The Elder Scrolls Serie nennen. Oder im Grunde eigentlich so jedes RPG. Ne? Also sogar sogar God of War. Also den 4. Teil. Naja.
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Jo, dann weiter zu dem.
Useless.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossel.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Ja. Jetzt kann man mit Madame Ping reden, oder wie? Gut. Wollen wir das... Komm, machen wir noch den Auftrag in der Kanne zu Hause fertig.
Miss Yunfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I have deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
Das war aber sehr, sehr detailliert.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
Wie oft ich das Wort Vertrag schon gehört habe.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
Das sieht sehr umständlich aus. Ja, ist es auch. Verträge sind unheimlich umständlich und viel zu lang. Meistens, wenn sie was taugen. Tun sie oftmals nicht wirklich. Also, ich habe schon zum Beispiel Arbeitsverträge gesehen, die waren eigentlich, die wurden unterschrieben, wurden vom Arbeitgeber und Arbeitnehmer angenommen, waren aber eigentlich nie gültig. Zumindest vor Gericht wären sie nicht gültig gewesen. Einfach weil da formale Fehler gemacht wurden. Und keine, wie heißt die Klausel noch? Es gibt so eine Standardklausel, die es verhindern soll, dass ein Vertrag ungültig wird, wenn man da einen Formalfehler findet oder wenn sich durch eine Gesetzesänderung ein Fehler in den Vertrag einschleicht, der dafür sorgt, dass der Vertrag ungültig ist. Und daher, diese Klausel ist super wichtig, aber wenn nicht gerade aber es gibt viele Arbeitgeber halt, die keine ausgewiesene Rechtsberatung für sowas haben und erst recht keine Rechtsabteilung, ne? Weil sowas kostet ja sehr viel Geld und die meisten und so einfacher Mittelstand kann sich das nicht leisten. Also ich spreche hier von wirklichem Mittelstand und nicht das, was Leute wie Friedrich Merz als Mittelstand bezeichnen. Oh, hey Venti! Und bye Venti! Ja. Daher können Verträge auch schon echt enorm lang sein. Ich meine, es hat ja einen Grund, warum es die AGBs gibt und dabei noch Datenschutzrichtlinien und Terms of Services und all sowas, was sich nie einer durchliest, beziehungsweise irgendwann mal halt schon. Und dann wird darüber in Zeitungen und so berichtet, zumindest wenn es jetzt bei zum Beispiel Facebook der Fall ist mal wieder, dass die irgendwelche Scheiße da reinschreiben. Aber naja. Also, oder auch gerade wenn ihr irgendwas online kauft, ja, sei es jetzt Spiele oder was über Amazon, Steam, ich glaube auch Twitch oder Patreon, diese Transaktionen sind eigentlich rechtlich gesehen deutlich schwieriger, werden aber durch die Terms of Services etc., AGBs und so, naja, halt deutlich verkürzt.
Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy.
Kann ich irgendwo helfen?
Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore? Ha! I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Mir würde ja noch Mr. Chang einfallen, der Schmied, aber okay, ja. Geht beides.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to. Oh, it's you, Miss Yenfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnine merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Ja.
What should I try this time?
Man darf sich mal fragen, wenn da solche Stückchen abgefallen sind von Smaragdiade, die ja sehr teuer ist. Also die sollten eigentlich deutlich kleiner sein. Alle eher so Staub. Aber naja, gut. Spiel halt, ne?
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Smaragdnephrit?
Yes. It's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything?
Nicht eine Spur von elementarer Energie.
So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
Ja, das ist ihr Job.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time.
Ja, warum konnte Shitu sie nicht auseinanderhalten?
These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossel...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yenfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossel brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Krosel won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Sinxie. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
Werden Adepten deshalb in allem so gut?
Oh, this has nothing to do with being an Adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Sinxie.
Keine Ahnung, wie das bei, Saschen. Bei Anwälten in unserer Welt ist, in echt. Allerdings ist ja auch die Sache, okay, wir können doch nicht weiter. Okay, Naja. Nö. Ich weiß nicht genau, wie das bei, sag schon. Bei, Leuten, nicht bei Leuten, bei, Anwälten in unserer Welt ist. Allerdings, wenn ich mir überlege, während der ersten Generation.
The season is upon us. This is no time to be running hither and thither. You should relax and enjoy the season.
Okay. Jedenfalls, was wollte ich genau sagen? Genau. Wenn ich mir ansehe, was während der ersten Generation von Pokémon los war, da wurde damit angegeben, man kennt alle 151 Pokémon bei Namen. Ja, heutzutage. Wenn man heutzutage alle 151 Pokémon bei Namen kennt, das ist eine besondere Leistung. Alle 151, nein. Wir haben, glaube ich, schon die 1000 geknackt, ne? Also wenn man das geschafft hat, das ist eine Leistung, alle zu kennen. Am besten noch mit mindestens einem Pokédex-Eintrag, ne? Ah je.
I get it, Granny, but you know, having lots of clients is a good thing.
I'm sure it is, but really, child? Who could be seeking your help during the lantern rite?
You'd be surprised.
Madam Ping! Happy Lantern Rite!
Alles Gute zum Laternenritual.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Madam Ping. How are you?
Oh dear, well, look who's here. I'm so glad to see you all in time for the festival.
Hello, traveler. Long time no see.
Nein, nicht wirklich.
And Lady Kuching is here too.
The Qixing have prepared some small gifts for you to celebrate this festive occasion. There are some seasonal goods, 2 bolts of fine silk, and some exotic flower seeds which I picked specifically for you, Madam Ping. I brought all the lighter gifts with me, but the silks are still on the way. I just submitted them for delivery, so I'm sure they'll arrive in good time. Please, accept our humble gifts. I hope you'll find them to your liking.
Wow, those gifts sound marvelous. Please be sure to thank the Qixing on our behalf.
Yes, how very nice of you. I'm sure the flowers will be most beautiful if you personally selected the seeds. Thank you very much, Kuching.
Please, enjoy them. We intend to visit the other Adepti as well, so I'm afraid we must be going now.
I presume you mean Cloud Retainer and the others? Yes, they should be over in Jueyun Karst.
Ja.
By the way, I've heard that you designed all the street decorations yourself, Kuching. You decorated the city so beautifully, yet you don't even have the time to go and see it for yourself. What a pity. Yanfei really enjoys spending time at the festival. You'll find her wandering around there whenever she can spare a moment.
Come on, Granny. I wasn't wandering around. I was providing essential consultation to my clients.
Oh, is that so? Were you also holding consultations with clients while you stood in front of the grilled tiger fish stand for all that time?
As a matter of fact, I was helping them calculate the prices. It's not easy, you know. I had to check a lot of different items.
Naja, arbeitest du auch während des Laternenrituals? Ja, offensichtlich. Ich meine, wir haben uns halt lange nicht mehr gesehen, ne?
That's right. There are no holidays in my line of work. I have to be ready whenever my clients need me.
That sounds exhausting. Oh, Paimon can't imagine a life without holidays.
Well, though there are no set holidays, I do get to decide on my own schedule. I can always budget some time to relax. Otherwise, I would always look exhausted in front of potential clients. It'd be hard to land new cases after leaving a terrible first impression. Besides, what's the saying? Ah, yes. A rested worker is an efficient worker.
Ja, ist Kuching auf der Straße gewesen?
I was there many times when I was supervising the festival construction, but I haven't been there since. I was planning to go after I finished my work, but the work keeps piling up. I ended up completely forgetting about it.
Ja, dann lass uns zusammen spazieren gehen, wenn wir fertig sind.
Yes, I should take the opportunity to show you around while you're here. But first, we should head to Jueyun Karst. If you'll excuse us, Madam Ping. We'll be leaving now. Let's see. Which Adeptus shall we visit first?
Oh, why don't we visit Cloud Retainer at Mount Outsong first? She usually stays inside her abode, so she'll be super easy to find.
All right. Cloud Retainer it is.
Yay! Ich hätte jetzt eigentlich gehofft, sie würde sterben. Nichts Persönliches,
Einfach, damit ich sie durch Kiki auswechseln kann. Ansonsten muss ich allerdings sagen...
I'll bring my notebook.
So, wir brauchen noch einen Namen für diese Truppe hier. Schlagt mal was vor. Naja, jedenfalls, was ich vor allem jetzt sagen wollte, ist, ich muss das doch in 2 Parts aufstrecken. Einerseits wird es doch länger, als ich erwartet habe. Deutlich länger. Andererseits bin ich jetzt auch ziemlich müde. Und daher verabschiede ich mich. Gruß, Zynas Fan.